I think she wanna love, she wanna love, she wanna love.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Ariana, back to you guys with another video today. And if you guys have been on my channel recently watching my last couple of videos I've dropped, you will see a theme here. We have been going deep, we have been getting vulnerable, and it's not gonna stop. Sorry. So I hope you guys are ready for today's topic. So today we are going to be talking about how to get out of a slump, how to get your shit together, how to get your life moving again. And I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while for you guys. I wanted to make sure that I had clean, concise information, and I didn't want to bombard you with like too many tips or too many things that you needed to implement into your life. So we're gonna try to keep it simple. I'm gonna do 5 lifestyle tips, so kind of like external things, and then 3 kind of like mindful internal thinking type things that are gonna help you guys. So I guess we need to do a little preface, background information, I guess, so you guys can understand where I'm coming from a little bit better and that I'm not just making this shit up. Honestly. So you guys have heard it a million times. I took LSD back in 2017, completely had a life-changing experience. After I came out of that trip, I was not the same person. Growing up, I went through a lot of depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. That had always been a part of me. And once I took acid, I kind of really understood the beauty of life and how valuable like I actually was to the universe. Back in 2017 was literally like the first time I had felt happiness, true happiness, it felt like. And when you're on such a high like that, you feel like it's going to last forever. I felt like I was gonna have that energy, that happiness, that dopamine, that serotonin forever, for the rest of my life. I was like, I'm set. I'm good. I'm really good. And disclaimer, in no way am I saying you need to take acid to change your life or drugs or anything like that. This is just my personal experience. And so that kind of high and happiness high lasted for like 6 months for me. It lasted for a while. I felt like I got a lot of shit done. I moved my life in the right direction. But in 2018, a lot of health problems, a lot of family issues, just a lot of shit happened. I felt like I was back in that bad place again. I felt like I was experiencing these feelings of depression and anxiety, and they were at an all-time high, honestly. And so it was really difficult for me to get out of that because I felt like I had been so high and I had convinced myself that I was never gonna go back down. I was never gonna go to that place again, and I did. So I was very stuck. I didn't know what to do. And at that time, I was still trying to find like my passions and what I like to do. I was recording videos, being on social media, things like that, but nothing really felt like it was me and it was what I was supposed to be doing with my life. I had nothing. I didn't know what I was doing, and I just felt so lost, so confused. I didn't know who I was, and that is a recipe for disaster. And so I can finally say that 2022 has been life-changing for me. I feel like this is the first time I've been happy since 2017. So enough of all that. These are the things that helped me get out of that place in my life and to turn things around and start actually making progress and feeling better about where I am. So first and foremost, and not even like to get religious on you guys at all, I'm a Christian, I believe in God, and I truly believe that I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for Him. He has just been a rock for me, a foundation to set my life and build my life upon, and it just feels nice to kind of have like a rule book and a set of morals and values that can guide my life. And so even if you guys are not religious or anything like that, I do believe that it is important to have something that you look up to, have a set of principles and guidelines and morals and values that you follow, because it is going to help you stay centered and kind of on the right path for your life. And now on to the 5 lifestyle tips, the external things that you can do that have helped me tremendously to get out of the slump I was in. So the first one I'm going to talk about is kind of like a two-parter because I feel like you can't have one without the other, and that is diet and exercise. See? They're perfect together. So from personal experience, what has helped me tremendously is lifting weights. That doesn't even need to be something that you necessarily do unless you're interested in it. It takes a long time to get into it. It takes a long time to get into a routine and a rhythm. I can safely say that that has been one thing that has like transformed my life. It is scientifically proven that endorphins are released when you're exercising, and not only are those chemicals released, but when you look better, you feel better. When when your clothes fit and you're not trying to stuff yourself in them jeans and your shirts are too tight, you know what I mean? Like, you just feel this overall confidence about yourself that nobody can take away from you. So you just need to start slow. 30 to 60 minutes a day. You can literally walk, you can run, lift weights if you want to, Pilates, anything like that. You just need to get started, get your body moving, and then eventually after a certain period of time, your body's gonna actually enjoy it. You're gonna actually end up falling in love with it because you look good and you feel good. It just makes sense. And then the second half of that coin is your diet. Y'all need to stop eating shit. Stop eating fast food. Stop eating seed oils. Stop eating packaged shit. Stop eating these refined processed sugars. Just stop, because they're not doing anything for you. It is proven they cause inflammation in your body. They make you foggy headed, like you can't really think straight. You don't have energy to do anything. So you need to clean up your diet. You need to start eating whole foods.
Everyone, please go about your business. I need to see this town in its normal goings-on to see if it is indeed a Whole Foods town.
Incorporate more fruits, more vegetables, and more protein in your diet, and all of that stuff will come once you start working out as well, because you'll realize that food is fuel and food is energy, and you can't work out to the best of your ability unless you have the energy to put forth to do so. And the second thing that has helped me get out of that slump and depression is waking up earlier and having a set routine for yourself. I know me, probably like everybody else, especially during the pandemic, I was literally sleeping in till like 2 or 3 p.m. I was going to bed at like 6 or 7 a.m. I am very much so like a night owl. Having no like responsibilities was great for me, but it ended up setting me back like pretty far. So it's important to wake up and to have a routine for yourself. Kind of just have space and time set aside for you. And you can fill that space with anything, you know, reading, praying, meditation, yoga, anything like that that is kind of just like feeding your spirit and getting you ready for the day. And one thing I do not recommend incorporating into your morning routine is getting on your phone or technology in general. I get it, we're busy. A lot of us have our lives on our phones. A lot of our jobs are on our phones and laptops. But if you could just take at least 30 minutes every morning to yourself without technology, you will be setting your day up for success. Because when you think about it, when you're scrolling on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, anything like that, first thing in the morning, you're literally setting your brain up for failure. You have all this input, all of these videos, all of these pictures of people, and your brain literally cannot keep up with it. It's overstimulated, and you're doing that first thing in the morning, and now you're setting this kind of like precedent for the rest of the day. And no wonder we all gravitate towards our phones more and more often now. We're just trying to fill that void of like boredness, and our brain is already, it's set that standard first thing in the morning that we need all of this overstimulation. We need all this input, and if we don't have it, we feel like something's wrong. So I recommend getting into a healthy routine for yourself. First thing in the morning, you don't even need to wake up at like 6 a.m. Like, nobody has time for that really. I try to wake up at least by like 8 or 9 a.m. during the weekdays, and then during the weekends I'll sleep in a little bit longer. And the third thing that has helped me so much is finding a job that is aligned with really like my morals and my values and who I am. I'm assuming all of us has a job here. Shit's expensive nowadays, so we have to pay for it somehow, right? So previously I was in the beauty industry, and although it was like okay, it was an okay job, the people I worked with were fine, but it just wasn't really like aligned with who I was. A lot of the morals and the values and just things that people like put importance on, they were not important to me. Like they just did not align with who I was. A lot of times I would go into work dreading being there, just waiting for it to be over, and then having anxiety because I have to go in the next day. And it was just this endless cycle, this endless loop. For me, I like to stay creative. I like to make videos. I like to just do things. And when my mind is so focused and set on my job and how much I hate it and how much anxiety it's giving me, it's literally impossible for me to be creative. So it's very important for you to find a job that even just semi aligns with you. Right now I work at a vegan health store, which is like right up my alley because I love to learn. I love holistic health. I love natural alternative medicine. It is just a place where I feel like a community with people and the customers and the people that I work with, and I just feel good being there. I know that my morals and values are not going to be stepped on, that I'm going to be respected for who I am and what I believe, and it's just a fun environment to work in. And the fourth thing that I have done to transform my life is speaking my truth and the truth and setting boundaries. So if you know me, you know I'm a pretty like quiet, nice girl, and the last thing I want to do is like make somebody upset or step on their toes, but it's something that I'm learning to kind of get away from. You have to stand your ground, you have to set your boundaries, you have to let people know what you're okay with, what you're not okay with. And one thing that has helped me specifically grow and change is being honest and speaking my truth about my past and my childhood experiences to people that I just needed them to understand it, because we only have our perspective. We have no idea what everyone else experiences or what someone else experienced in the same situation you did. So I think it's important to let out those feelings, let your truth be known. If other people don't like it, that's fine, but as long as it's out and you're getting it off your chest, you're gonna feel so much better. So set your boundaries, speak your truth, speak the truth. Don't be afraid of facts, don't be afraid of reality. And just a side note, like, people are going to respect you more when they see you setting your boundaries. They know you're not just some person they can like walk all over. And although some shitty people like that, at the end of the day, people have more respect for you when you voice your opinions. And number 5, and literally the most important one on this entire list, like if you have not been listening, tap in right now, please. And that is to try things that are outside of yourself. Try new things that are outside of your comfort zone, and you will grow. I promise you, you will see changes. So personal experience here. A couple months ago, I was asked to walk in a fashion show. If you knew anything about me, I have no experience in that. I have no modeling experience, really. I've taken Instagram pictures, obviously, like everyone else has, but I have never had runway experience at all, and I was extremely terrified. Every part of me just wanted to be like, nope, sorry, can't make it, like make up all these excuses. I ended up doing it, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. I was scared, I was terrified, I had so much anxiety walking the runway and at rehearsals and everything, but I can safely say that that is like one experience that has helped shape me and who I am right now. That only happened a couple months ago, and it's crazy how much growth I've seen even just since then. I've already been in like 2 or 3 other fashion shows, and I just feel like I'm making so much more progress, and all it took was that one very scary, terrifying experience, seeing myself through it and seeing myself excel in it, and that has boosted my confidence significantly. So you need to take things that are outside of yourself and you need to try them. And if you're scared of doing it, I've said this before, if you're scared of doing something, it's probably a sign you need to do it. And now on to the 3 mindfulness kind of like internal things that have helped me and I think will help you guys. So number 1, and this one is very important for me, positive self-talk. I'm not just talking about like affirmations or manifestation or whatever, although those things are good. I'm talking about how you view yourself, how you talk to yourself, and how you see yourself. Those things are very, very important. You need to have a positive view of yourself, because if you think about it, at the end of the day, whether you have all this family and these friends and kids, you lay your head down on your pillow and all you have is yourself. That's it. You have your thoughts, you have your reality, you have your experiences. That's literally it. So why not try to make it a happy place? Growing up, like I said, I was very depressed, very sad, and I had a terrible body image and self-confidence issue. And I just remember looking at myself in the mirror all the time and just saying like how fat I was, how ugly I was, how stupid I was. Like all of those years of me doing that set me back so far. And so instead of looking at yourself in such a negative light, just try to turn it more positive. Just make small changes, you know, look at yourself in the mirror and compliment yourself. When I'm working out or like running and I'm dumb tired, I don't want to finish the set, or I don't want to finish the mile, instead of like hating myself for it and thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you finish it? Like, you're such a lazy ass, you can't do anything. Instead of saying those things to yourself, say something more positive, like you got this, you can do this, like look how much progress you made. And it sounds really corny and stupid, but it actually has helped me so much. You need to have a positive view on yourself, because if you don't believe that you deserve anything. So change the narrative. And number 2, something that helped me so much was to stop comparing myself to other people. And for me, that meant getting off social media for quite a while. Actually, I had deleted every single thing and I was off for months. I didn't realize how much I just sat on there and looked at pictures of other girls and of other relationships and of people's lives. I just compared myself to it because I felt like I wasn't doing enough, or I wasn't pretty enough, or I didn't have this and they did. And that is just such a negative loop and a mindset to be in. It's always going to appear that somebody has it better than you, especially on social media. All people put on there are like the happy moments in their life and the highlight reels and all these things, and nobody shows you the actual negatives to life. It has given us such a negative perspective on our own lives. We've bought into this like lie that life should be perfect and positive all the time, and that's just not the case. You need to learn how to deal with the stresses and the negativity and all the bad things. And just because you don't see that happening in someone else's life doesn't mean that they're not experiencing it. Literally, comparison is the killer of all dreams. You cannot compare yourself to other people. You cannot compare your progress or your life. The only person you should be competing with is the person you were yesterday, the person you were a year ago. That's the only thing that you can possibly keep up with. And number 3, the last thing I'm going to be talking to you guys about today, is having respect for yourself and keeping your word to yourself and doing what you say you're going to do. Whether that is you tell yourself you're going to the gym 4 days a week, you need to uphold that. You need to keep that word for yourself. If you say you're going to go out to somebody's wedding or something like that, you can't just change your mind last minute. You can't do that. You need to be a person of your word. You need to have respect for yourself, and you need to follow through with what you say you're going to do. That is going to build so much confidence and kind of like rapport with yourself. And I kind of hate this narrative nowadays where it's like, you know, you can cancel plans for like self-care and blah 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 blah. And although like your mental is very important, how you feel is very important, but you can't make decisions off how you feel emotionally in the moment, because that's going to be ever changing. It's literally going to change all the time. Your emotions and how you feel changes every damn minute, literally. So imagine if you based your entire life on like how you felt and your emotions. That would be hell. That would be ridiculous. So at least to some extent, you need to be a person of your word. You need to respect yourself. If you say you're going to do something, if you tell someone you're going to do something, you have to follow through with it. You have to. And that is all I have for you guys. Hopefully that wasn't like too much information. As I was making this, I realized that that's kind of a lot, but you don't have to implement everything all at once. Just try one of each category. Sorry, my notes are over here. That's why I keep looking over here. But maybe like one from each category, one a month. Just see how it works for you. But these are the things that really actually got me out of a slump, out of a depression, kind of just helped me build confidence and a good reputation with not only myself, but like the people around me as well. So if you guys need help, my DMs are always open. My comments are always open. I would love to have a conversation with you guys. Make sure you like and comment on this video, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification if you have not already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Hey, tell me, can we go back to where we started? Back to before I was broken hearted. Swear a lot of shit done changed me. The old me got discarded.